Hey everyone, Wrath here, and I've been getting a lot of questions about how I got to T12 so quick and what I do to farm. And for this video, I want to talk about the Nightmare Dungeons tree and the cool, interesting interactions you can do with it. So, something to consider about the tree is what you want to farm and why you want to farm it. I would say Gold Reserve is really good. Vile Opulence just doesn't feel it. Now, Vile Opulence can be a little bit better if you are spec'd into the Nemesis branch. So if you go down the left side, you get an extra bounty chest at the end, and then when you click a shrine, you trap the souls. I think they hotfixed this, so I actually stopped running it. But day one, you could do this and go into a, a dungeon with a specific affix, like I've actually saved a ton of my shrines. So you could go into like Blast Wave Shrine or Protection Shrine, and you could go and kill a bunch of things, pop a shrine, go kill a bunch of things, take their soul, then go to the next shrine. Then expel everything, click the next shrine, grab them all up, then go to the next one. And eventually you're just spitting out 50 mobs. Now, Blizzard hotfixed this, and it's probably a good thing that they did because um, it was actually quite scary. You would just be expelling a ton of mobs, and if they had fire and poison explosions, your screen was just littered with stuff, and it was just absolute chaos. So they nerfed the number of mobs that actually spawn when you click a shrine. It's kind of like 0, 1, or 2. It used to be 4, and if you got 7, it felt really good. Um, If you have gold to spend and you don't mind, you can go this route and grab Nemesis. The interesting thing about Nemesis is it probably synergizes with Ahavarian, the staff that Sorks and Druids use, which I have not played around with, but has some potential. Um, so if Ahavarian is proccing, and then you're spec into a random additional buff when claiming your shrine in a Nightmare dungeon, it's and it's very specific wording, but it's always helpful to test stuff. I don't have a druid, I don't have a sork, but there could absolutely be a synergy there despite the wording. So in a situation like this, always go and test. That said, some crazy things can happen, like if you're gold finding and the extra buff ends up being greed, or I haven't played around with it, but an extra shrine, there could be like hidden shrine effects that occur. So there's some interesting synergy there, and then um, whatever this conviction is, attuned primordial dust is insanely good. This is one of the few places I've seen to farm it. So um, if you want to do anything involving uniques, specking into this is almost required and kind of easy to pull off. So be mindful of that. You can spec into this and then go blast a bunch of escalations. You can't spec into everything 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to pick 4 things on the red side, because I was to do this, I would absolutely want to control my escalation options, because there's some really good stuff there. Um, then, interestingly enough, this elite hoo-ha synergizes with the blue side of the board. So you have enough points to go 3 into Nemesis, and then you come over to the blue side. Goblin Fall isn't that crazy. You're just never going to see treasure goblins. They do not exist. But Herodric Hunter, and by the way, Terrible Misfortune, I think is just a one shot. I think you're dead. It's possible it's just a massive amount of damage. I actually did play with this for a while and luckily did not die. Um, everything was pretty lackluster, even the butcher, but on T12, these might be fun. Having two altars, um, whatever terrible misfortune is, two altars might be bad. And chance on board selection to lose your hardcore character. I really wish Blizzard would think these things through. Um, that's just not fun game design. Like, okay, we lose our war plan progress, we lose our activity progress, and we lose our glyphs. In addition to our hard crafted gear, hardcore has so many disadvantages. I don't know why Blizzard did this. And then was like, we need to take out Deathless Shroud because the hardcore community will. No one in the hardcore community cares if the cheap deaths are left in or left out. There might be one window licker who cries about it, and trust me, they are the loud minority. No one loses sleep over this. Altar of Avarice. This is the route I would go. I wouldn't spec into Herodric Hunter until Altar of Avarice, just because someone accidentally clicking this could be death. But then once you do get this, you get goblins, and then you also want to be spec into Greed is Good, so that um, you have a chance to go to the goblins retreat. I've had several treasure breaches rot on me, so you do need to be careful. If you get a treasure breach, leaving it in your inventory, it can still decay into a delve. Putting it in your stash, it can still decay into a delve. Um, File Opulence is decaying into Gold Reserve, and any of the specific gem reserves are decaying into regular reserves. Something to note about the gem reserves is that rubies are granting about 40 plus K fragments on T12, while the rest of them were doing somewhere between 11 and 20. Originally, they were doing 30K on T10 and T9, and then it got hotfixed, and now it's been refixed, and there's just so much chaos going on this season. I do truly appreciate Blizzard because um, this season was do or die for them. And that said, they have been hotfixing stuff like crazy. It's not documented, but I notice when it's broken and when it's not broken. So, like for example, the butcher has started spawning like crazy for me in pits. So I appreciate that. Anyhow, that's it for the Nightmare Dungeon. I guess one last tidbit of feedback. Obel reserves don't decay. Well, maybe they do. What the heck did this used to be? I'm surprised my Diamond reserve hasn't decayed yet, um, but it will if I don't run it soon. A lot of things also decay to Herodic Strong Room. So Wisdom is decaying into a Herodic Strong Room. And that's one of the things about the branching um, escalation dungeons. Material reserves. If you're low on materials, material reserves are dropping Herodic materials. So you can get Coolian tuning prisms. But you're going to get all these tuning prisms from a chest of Herodic Reserve. You're also just going to get a lot of souls and the other crafting materials, but souls are the big one. So that's why I'm mentioning it. So running Nightmare Dungeons, very positive. Anyhow, I hope that helped you out. If I did not answer the question, what would I pick first? I'm a huge fan of going down the middle, getting more escalation sigils, and then getting to portals. This gives you the most control, it's the most fun, and Astaroth has juiced up gear. Almost everybody wants him, and he has some really good affixes. He has keys, and so killing Astaroth, if you get the affix where he drops keys, you're going to get more mythic tributes, more legendary tributes for Undercity. Um, and anywhere the keys drop, that is where you get Mythic Pranksters and Treasure Breaches. I don't think Mythic Prankster is an affix this season, um, but they are in the Undercity, so do bear that in mind. Um, you can expend his unique loot table to like just include more of those. You can get the affix where he does more legendaries, and his legendaries have a tendency to roll multi GA, so there's that advantage. You can also get lair boss keys, and lair boss keys typically are weak off on him. This season, lair boss keys are a drought, so he drops, I'm gonna say about 3 to 9. I made those numbers up, but it's a good range, and that's about what he drops when you select layer keys for him. So anyhow, I hope that helps out and answers any of your questions. Thank you so much for watching the video, and have a good one.